welcome to today's episode of Candid Kaya. Today, I am doing an interview for my working women. So, I have my friend Paige here, and we are going to be talking about when and how to quit your job. Stay tuned. So, hello, Paige.
Hello, Nakaya. Thanks for inviting me to be on your show.
Of course. Thank you for coming. Let's start with letting the viewers know just a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Paige. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I went to the University of Alabama where I got a degree in MIS, which is Management Information Systems. And upon graduation, I moved here to Atlanta and I was working for an IT firm. And upon that, after deciding to go a different career path, I'm now working for a tax firm as an IT analyst.
Okay, awesome. So you mentioned you've had 2 jobs post-graduation, which means you had to quit one.
Yes, that's correct.
So tell us just a little bit about when did you decide that your first job was not going to work for you?
So within the first couple of months of working there, I just always had like this constant nagging feeling that there was just more for me out there and that I should be doing something else with my career. And it was just really getting to the point where I just wasn't happy and I just wasn't comfortable with going into the office anymore. Okay,
so let's see, when did you start looking for something else and how long did it take you to find something else?
I really started looking, well, I started working on my resume maybe within the first 3 months of working there, but then I really gained the courage around the 6-month mark when I finally decided that if I wanted to change, I just really needed to take the appropriate actions to do so. So it probably took me about 4 months to get another job.
Okay. So Paige, in your opinion, would you agree that it is easier to find a job when you have a job?
Yes, only because you don't know how long it's going to take you to get a job. So, for example, a friend that I had who was working with me, she was able to get a job within a month when she started looking. Me, it took me a little longer. So you just never know, but if you have the ability to just up and quit because you have money saved or whatever, then that's cool. But I didn't have that. So I think it's probably best to just stick with your job and just pursue other opportunities.
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about what type of reservations did you have about quitting?
So my biggest reservation was upsetting my mentor, upsetting my manager, my coworkers. I feel like everyone had invested so much time, energy, their resources into me that I felt that it would be kind of like a slap in the face to just say, okay, I'm leaving and leave. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that the business is going to run with or without you. And once you leave, they can easily replace you. So once you get that into your mind and once you figure out that everything will be okay, then that's when you should be able to move forward.
Right. So that took you some time to get over that, right?
Yes, it did. So like I said, I started my resume 3 months in, and it took me until my 6th month to really decide to start looking.
Right. Okay. All right. So how did you break the news to your boss?
So what I did was I wrote up a resignation letter, just thanking them for everything they've done for me and how grateful I was for the opportunity to work with them. And then within the letter, I stated that I wanted to pursue other opportunities. So what I did was I went into the office that day. I scheduled a meeting with my manager, and we just had a one-on-one. And I just told him, how unhappy I was. But at the same time, I was grateful for the opportunity, the experience to learn and grow in my career. But I just felt like it was time for me to move forward.
Okay. So how did that go?
It actually went pretty smooth. He was very understanding, and he just wished me the best of luck.
Okay, so Paige, you turned in your resignation letter, you quit, and it was time to start a new job. Did you have any reservations about starting your new opportunity?
My biggest fear was that I was going to get there and completely hate my job.
Right.
That was like the biggest fear for me, but like I said, you just have to kind of take that leap of courage and just hope for the best. And it actually turns out that, once I walked into the office, all my new teammates were so welcoming and they had this great onboard process, and I could just really tell that I was going to enjoy it.
Okay. All right. So just tell us, let's go back a little bit. Just tell us, what were some of the signs that you just had to go?
So one of the biggest signs for me was seeing how happy everyone was with their job. Everyone was so excited to be there. But for me, I didn't really have that feeling. For me, it was just like getting up, going into the office, doing my work, going home, going to sleep, waking up and doing it all over again. And I just feel like when you're working, you should be excited about what you do. And I didn't really have those feelings. Also, I just felt like the environment in which I was working in, it wasn't really conducive to what I wanted to do. I didn't feel like I could really excel or grow within that position.
Okay. So that's what we should think about. We should think about, is this somewhere we can grow professionally? Do we enjoy doing it? Or do we want to stay in bed opposed to working?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do exactly whatever you feel makes you happy.
Okay. All right, perfect. So what are some of your tips to not burning bridges? Because I know that's a fear everyone has when they want to quit.
So not burning bridges, just make sure you stay as professional as possible. I know you may quit for other reasons, but it's just best to constantly thank them, tell them how grateful you are for the opportunity, and then just explain to them, like I said, in a professional manner why you're leaving. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Make sure you get their business cards so you can stay in touch with them. I know when I left, I sent an email out to everyone that I worked with, just letting them know that I was so happy to have worked with them, and if they ever need anything, they could reach out to me.
So Paige, now I want to get just a little bit of your advice.
Okay.
What are your best tips to successfully quitting your job?
So successfully quit. Before quitting, make sure that you have another job lined up. So that's number one. Number two, you want to make sure that you put in your 2 weeks notice. And like I said, with that, you want to make sure you have a good resignation letter. You want to make sure you have an idea of how you want to present it to your manager. Number three, you definitely want to make sure that you thank everyone, as well as tell them how grateful you are for the opportunity. And then on top of that, during those 2 weeks that you're working, you want to make sure that you're still putting your best effort. You don't want to just, just put everything to the side and then, like you said, still a performance thing. So.
Yeah, not respond to your emails because
Right.
you know you're going in 2 weeks. Yeah, no. All right, so what advice do you have for job seekers who can't find another job?
The thing that I think you should do is continue to work in the job that you have, and while you're searching for a new job, just try to be the best that you can be within your current role. During that time, try to network with people, meet other people in the office, figure out what they're doing, see if you can shadow them, just learn more about the business and your roles, and hopefully that way you can gain more experience so you can add it to your resume so that you can, eventually find another job.
Right, and I'll just add to that, but one thing I would say is kind of be vocal with your manager about what your plans are, because most of the time people always look outside the company when really if someone inside the company knew you wanted to do something else, they might could have helped you out. So that's just to add to that. So what advice do you have for those who want to quit and become entrepreneurs?
So for those that want to quit and become entrepreneurs, I would say that during that time, you should definitely save up your money. One thing I've learned from other friends that I have when it comes to building your own business, it's a huge investment. You want to make sure that you have the funds to do that, as well as make sure that you're networking with the right people to make sure you can get your business off the ground. Right. But I would, at the end of the day, I would continue to at least have a part-time job while you're trying to become an entrepreneur, just to make sure, if you do have those hard days, you can have something to fall back on. Right.
So what is your best advice for young professionals who are looking for the right company?
I would just say to make sure that you do your research. So with my first job, I was fresh out of college and I was just super excited to have been offered the opportunity to work for, an IT firm. And I would just say that, like I said, just do your research, because at the end of the day, you want to find a company that you feel like you're really going to fit in with. You want to find a company that is going to have your back, that's going to support you through all your goals. And you also want to find a company that's very open to change. You don't want to be in a stuffy environment where they're very closed-minded and not willing to listen to the advice that you have, in ways that you can build the company up. So I would just really make sure that you do your research and just make sure it's something that you want. And even reach out to people. If you know people who already work at certain companies, ask them how they like it. Ask them where, what's something cool that they can get involved with. Ask if they, have different initiatives within their company, something that you feel like will really reach out to you.
Yep. And I'm just going to add to that. So, for example, if you don't know nothing about healthcare or even like healthcare per se, then don't apply for a job in the healthcare industry. Because what you'll notice, I have work experience, Paige has work experience, and what you'll notice is a lot of people chase the coins, right? We're millennials, we do that. And then we go home every day sad about what we just did at work because it wasn't fulfilling to us. So you want to look for a job that's fulfilling, whether it gives you 100K or whether it doesn't. that's my tidbit. So, Paige, my last question just is, what advice do you have for those who are literally about to tell their boss that they're quitting?
Oh, that's a good one. So make sure you do a little pep talk. That's what I did. I stood in front of the mirror and I repeated my whole spiel 1,000,001 times just to make sure that it was perfected. You also want to make sure that, like I said, you draft up your resignation letter. And then you just have to, motivate yourself and just remember that at the end of the day, the company is going to go on without you. And though, you may feel like your manager and the people you work with are going to be upset, you have to do what makes you happy.
Perfect. All right, Paige, thank you so much for this interview. Tell everyone how they can keep up with you.
You can follow me on Instagram at The Lovely Adaire, Adaire. And also, I have a side hustle. I'm a real estate agent. So if you're looking for a house, buy, sell, lease, all of that, contact me.
All right, everyone. We hope you enjoyed today's interview. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for those who are debating whether or not to quit or stay where they are, we hope that we gave you a lot of insight into that. And we hope that you make the best decision for you, because at the end of the day, this is your life, your career, and you are the only one who controls where it's going. All right, we'll see you all next time. Whatever.